guys, welcome to the Zapata Brand Boxing Podcast. It is Sunday, Boxing and Bagels. We had a big UFC fight last night, and Coach Diz is here. Coach Diz, what's up?
Nothing much.
2 days in a row, you're here.
That's
Yesterday
right.
was a surprise visit because my uncle was here. Well, our uncle. Let me just take my coffee.
Reese's cup.
And let's talk boxing. Let's talk UFC 299 last night. We're 0 for 3.
Yeah, that was bad for us, man.
Real bad. 0 and 3 there on the picks. Let's go right down from the top. And I will put the link here in the description here real quick. I'll invite whoever wants to come on. They can talk. They can talk about it, talk about the fight if they want to. That is fine. I'll put the comments here, and the link is there. What you do is you just click the link, and we'll put you up on the screen, and you can join the chat. So let's go. UFC 299. Let's go from the bottom to the top. The top will be the last one we'll do.
All right.
And let's go first with Dustin Poirier, BSD.
Okay. We want to go holler Michael Bennett page or no?
Yeah, well, I put the only reason why I put MVP seconds because I thought it was a bigger fight. But
okay.
So we'll go with Poirier first, BSD first.
We both got that wrong.
Both got that wrong. Matter of fact, you got the wrong person the wrong round too. You said KO2 for a BSD, and it was reversed. Dustin Poirier came out. He came out pretty aggressively and looked dominant. I think that initially I thought he wasn't into it as much, and I mean, obviously he is. He's into it. He is. Whether he gets a title shot or not, I think he has to still work his way back.
Yeah,
but he looked good.
Yeah, he did. I think he looked good. For me, I thought Poirier was going to be more, trying to wrestle him and stuff like that. But he was swinging, and
he looked young. He looked fresh.
He did. I mean, everything Kevin Iole said was right on, I guess, with him.
Right on. He said that, when I initially saw Kevin's interview with him, I didn't think he had as much. I thought he was kind of half in, half out of fighting. He has a lot going on. He has his hot sauce. He's just doing very well. He has his foundation going well. So maybe that was it. However, there is a little bit of a controversy with BSD.
Yes.
Did you know what it was?
Was it the staph infection on the head?
Staph infection on the head. Evidently, he did have one. There is a picture out there online that he had the staph infection prior to that. The only issue is it was on his forehead. I don't know if the commission would have seen that and advised him not to fight.
So explain to me, if people that are watching and listening, how would that affect the fighter?
Well, they'd have to take antibiotics. Antibiotics makes you very slow and fatigued. You're fighting through that. That's the only way that stuff would come out. It's basically a bacterial virus.
Yeah.
And it's a tough one. The staph infection is rough. It's almost similar to what I had. I had shingles. And it's similar to that in the fact that you have, you're very tired. Everything hurts. And staph infection can be very, very bad.
Yeah.
Hospitalized, if you don't take care of it right away, that can lead to some down the road. It could really be an outbreak that can get something that's not.
And a lot of the MMA fighters would get it.
They get it from wrestling
and the mats and stuff.
Jiu-jitsu mats. Yeah, they do.
Boxers will probably get it from the gloves. So
hand wraps, stuff like that. Getting your mouthpiece from a place, putting it on your mouth, and it's actually very contagious.
Yeah.
That's why
staph infection on your mouth. Jeez.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. You don't want that. So guys, if you're in the chat, you're watching here, if you want a link, hit the link. You could join the show. We put you on. You don't have to be on camera. You could use your phone where we just show that your picture, your icon, and that's it. If you want to do, if you have any questions for Coach Diz or myself, please feel free to join, like, and subscribe. Also, then we have Michael Venom Page against Kevin Holland.
Yeah,
that was another one we got wrong.
Yeah,
I thought, as you did, that Kevin Holland would have a little more left in the tank than MVP. And we were wrong.
Yeah.
MVP did very well in the fight, stuff that I didn't think he would be able to do, capable. I was worried more so about his UFC jitters.
Yep.
First time on the UFC stage. And here you are. You're fighting someone like Kevin Holland.
Yeah. I just think Kevin Holland couldn't get it going,
Kevin Holland's strange. He has good fights and he has bad fights.
Yeah.
When he has good fights, he has good fights. When he has bad fights, he looked lackluster.
I think
to say the least.
I think MVP had a good distance on him and stuff like that, so he knew how to throw the kicks and stuff like that.
It was more of a kickboxing contest too.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't really MMA-ish like normal, because I when I saw it, I said, and when I was talking to Kevin Iole about it, I said, this is going to be a fight where either MVP is going to have the jitters, or Kevin Holland's going to have one of his duds of a fight, and obviously the latter was what happened.
I like Kevin Holland. I like him a lot, but I think now he's just a stepping stone for other fighters.
Yeah, I think he's going to be the gatekeeper.
Yep.
To see if you can move up to the next level, or challenged for the next level. I mean, he's like right at the top 10, 15-ish. So if you can pass him, you could break into the top 10. I think that's where his career is going to end up staying, unless he goes somewhere else, PFL or Bellator. That's about where he's going to be.
I didn't like, and I know you were talking about it earlier, MVP's entrance. Come on, it's your first time in the UFC. You don't need to do all that stuff. Walking in with.
I saw Dana White was getting a little agitated about it, and he's also getting agitated about people changing the shorts. He said someone had camouflage, someone had O'Malley wore pink. He said,
but they have to agree to it though. But still.
Yeah, but I think he's getting annoyed about it. I think they should have their own stuff, only because it again, we've always talked about it, investing in the fighter itself, the fighter who you love, the fighter whose merchandise you'll buy, the fighter whose stuff you'll want to follow, and you'll buy the pay-per-views. That person has to be unique to you. And if he is, then you're invested in that guy. Does Michael Venom Page come to the table with that stuff? Not necessarily, but I think that looked a little forced last night. Yeah. And I didn't buy into it.
Like, it was good when Izzy did it, when he came in as
Izzy's a way bigger star.
That's what I was saying. First time in the UFC, you're gonna do that. Just stick to the script, walk to the octagon, and then
act like you've been there before.
Yep. Well, he hasn't been there before.
No, but
UFC.
Act like it.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Keyshawn Johnson when he scored a touchdown the first time.
Yep.
But either way, that takes us to the main event. Speaking of superstars, Sean O'Malley against Chito Vera. This is the second time they fought. First time, obviously, Chito knocked him out. This time,
well, he knocked him out, but it was his leg and stuff. So
he stopped him. He stopped him. Still TKO. Stopped on
now,
punches.
Did that count on the Sugar Shane, whatever? Sugar Sean?
It was reversed according to the Sugar Sean State Athletic Commission. He reversed that decision, but not what I expected. Only because I thought that Sugar Sean was being pushed, and sometimes you worry about the outside stuff and not the stuff that's going on in the ring. Chito Vera is a guy who's a very serious fighter, takes it very seriously. I'm not saying that Sean O'Malley doesn't. He does.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of stuff that comes with that, and a lot of times you look what's going on with Ryan Garcia. You get that big head and stuff's happening. You're pulled in a million different places that it affects you fighting.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be the case here, because I think Chito Vera was looked at as someone who, okay, that was a fluke and that's what it was. And I think Chito took that to heart.
Yeah.
But let's say this, Sean O'Malley pulled it off, and he pulled it off pretty impressively.
Yeah, he did. That's the first time I saw Chito. His face was all messed up.
He looked like he was
through war.
He looked like he was through war, but not only that, it looked like he was a little bit confused to say, this is different. Not the same person he fought. One of the reasons why I lean towards Chito Vera in this fight is because of the Peter Yan fight. I thought O'Malley lost the Peter Yan fight.
And did you think he lost because of the pressure Peter Yan put on him?
Yes, and I think he exposed him a little bit. He wasn't able to get Peter Yan out of there, and he looked like he was like struggling. So I thought that he got the decision. UFC put the machine behind him, and don't get me wrong, this guy has got everything. To be a superstar. But I just thought that this is a fight that you eventually have to fight someone like a Chito Vera who's tough and is just a rugged dude, and fight him after you fought Peter Yan the way you fought him. I take the Aljamain Sterling fight and put it to the side, because I thought he was going to beat Aljamain anyway.
Yep.
And I called that end the round. But he proved me wrong. He has what it takes to be the superstar. He is now going to springboard himself to the next level in the superstar status.
He wants to go up, try to go double champ. I don't think he wants Merab. I think Merab is too much of a challenge for him.
Just because of the wrestling.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys from Dagestan and in that area,
yeah,
man, there's some tough guys. A lot of it has to do with how they grow up, what they do. That is a very, very tough area. Just even by going with Khabib, how he describes it.
Yep.
Khabib doesn't even want your kids to have stuff.
Yeah. It's funny when Khabib was in his main going through, his championship run, Anatomy of Fighter. They went to follow him, and they said that it's tough over there.
It's tough.
It is tough. But everybody respects them. They take care of the little group there. But it's just a tough way of living.
To them, to us, it would be tough because man, we can't even. I mean, we use microwaves. We expect everything. We have drive-throughs.
Yeah,
for food. These guys plant it. They grow it themselves. They bring it in. Everybody eats. Different culture. It makes for a good fighter.
Yeah,
because they're all tough. They're all fighters.
And they just keep on coming.
Yeah, they're good. They're
going back to that Sean O'Malley fight. I did not expect that. I did not expect Sean to just put a whooping on him. Performance of the night. Also too.
Yeah.
Dustin Poirier got performance on fight of the night. But I was just shocked. I didn't think Vera would just lose so easily. It was unanimous decision.
I was like, I think honestly, he was out of it. He was out of it as soon as it happened. That was it. I think as soon as it happened, as soon as the fight started changing, he was out of it.
Now, this was one of the first times that the fans were backing Cheeto to like the fullest.
I think so too, but I want to be perfectly clear. Cheeto was an underdog, was he not?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
So I mean, obviously Vegas knows what's going on. They're guys that they know. They don't do this and have multi-million-dollar buildings. So maybe I should lean towards what Vegas is doing because they don't lose.
And when they do, it's
a Tyson Douglas,
routine,
a Tyson Douglas, some crazy, Anderson Silva, Weidman, type of fight. Nothing that's close or something. They rarely lose. So that brings us to the next couple things we want to talk about. A couple of questions that we had got. Speaking of UFC 299, the venue was in Miami. $14 million gate.
Crazy
gate. They said it eclipsed Madison Square Garden, which is just the price alone for the Garden. It's $500,000 to rent out for the night.
Isn't it? They said something about the lights or something. What was the quote with the lights?
It was $100,000 just for the lights. To do a $14 million gate in Miami, Florida, because I don't think the prices are as significantly higher. I don't believe there's a union there in Miami, so the prices are through the roof. Do you know how much you have to do to get a $14 million gate? And this was, they're blowing stuff away here. So one of the questions we had was, if you were to have one event, what venue would you like it to be in? Is there a favorite venue or what have you? What do you think?
I like Texas Stadium in Dallas, the Cowboy Stadium. I just like how it's so big. So many fans will fit in there. The TV, the monitors across. That's what I would like. I just think it would look good. I think I know what you're.
Are you saying look good, or are you saying?
I'm saying look good.
Let's say you're a fighter fighting.
I would probably want to, if it's like an MMA fight, I would probably want to do like T-Mobile. Boxing, I would probably want to do Madison Square Garden.
And I'm going to say Madison Square Garden would probably be the way I would lean. The reason being is there's something with the acoustics that makes it incredibly. There's a buzz anytime you're walking in there.
Yep.
There's just something different about it. Something different when you have those acoustics that it's actually a buzz in the crowd. When they say there's a buzz, there legitimately is a buzz.
Yeah.
You hear just these weird things when you're actually walking in there. And when we walked in there, totally different. You look up and you're like, holy crap, there's just a lot of
MSGs.
people. MSGs, it's a lot. It's just a lot. You look up at the ceiling and it's got that the acoustic things that run this way. I remember when I was there as a kid.
Wrestling.
We went WrestleMania 10. It just was so different. So different. And
do you think it's the atmosphere of New York and everything?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit. It was just something different. I don't know what it was, other than maybe the acoustics and the people are just very vibrant. And especially for a fight, ours was, Chris Walsh, Jermaine Taylor, and it was just a different atmosphere. Never felt that before. And when you have people staring at you, it feels like there's a big bright light on you. With thousands of people there staring at you, it's definitely different, really different. So I would say Madison Square Garden would be the one I would go to.
Okay.
Just because of the atmosphere and the buzz and the acoustics, and it makes everything sound for. I'd heard that when you are at a stadium, and I don't know how true it would be, the sound goes out through the top. So how would that, goes out so you don't don't stay
like an
in.
Outdoor stadium?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want that. And isn't Dallas?
Dallas is
indoor.
You know what? That could be true. That could be true because I went to Giant Stadium. It just does not as loud as it was before because the top levels will go like that and cover over somewhat.
Right. Okay.
But the new one goes out like that. So the sound could go out. I don't know. I never.
Yeah, it's
never heard that.
I remember I heard a couple of wrestlers talking about it. They said, you can't really hear it. So you can't hear the reaction of the crowd and it doesn't get them going.
Because Arrowhead is in Kansas City is like the dome, not a dome, but it's like a little curved in the top. So and it's loud there.
Keeps everything in.
Yeah. It does a little bit make sense.
I'm not an engineer. I wouldn't know.
You're just a bagel guy.
Just a dumb bagel guy. Make a buck here. All right, so that was one of the questions that we had there, and let's go up to a couple of the other ones. A couple of things that are going on in boxing. I saw during the broadcast of Knockout Chaos with Ngannou and AJ, Manny Pacquiao was there with Conor Benn. They did a face-off.
Yeah,
it appears as if Conor Benn, 20-some years old, 20.
He's 20, 20, what, 23, I don't know.
20, I think he's 26 years old, but he's 23 now.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Fighting Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao was doing the heavy bag. And they're like, oh, he's explosive on the heavy bag. No, he wasn't. No, I think that this is not a good fight. This is
it comes down to what
it's two times now. Now we have, and we're gonna mesh these questions together. You have Manny Pacquiao against Conor Benn.
Hit the like button, team. Who's that?
Who's this now? Hit the like button. Oh, there you go. Hit the like button. All right, let's see. I don't have my thing here. Okay, let's see. Go up. Okay, there we are. All right. Team Blaha for Iron Fitness. Hit that like button. Very nice. Thanks for joining us, buddy.
Yes.
One of the things that I was I'm going to put these two questions together. You have Manny Pacquiao and Mike Tyson both coming back. Tyson at 58. That's incredibly hard to do. His birthday's in June. He'll be 58. And then you have Manny Pacquiao, who I believe is in his 40s. He's got to be, or at least 39.
I think he is.
Got to be. If you could look that up.
Yeah, I will real quick.
He didn't look good on the bag. They said, "Oh, he looked explosive," and no, he didn't. No, he didn't. I mean, it's way different. Not so much what we feel is going to be. He's going to be.
He's 45.
He's 45.
Crazy.
Oh Lord, it's unfortunate the celebrity boxing taking over the. Yeah. I mean, there's a time and a place for celebrity boxing. I think nowadays, anything to make a buck.
Yeah.
Boxing has gotten to the realm of, and the problem with boxing is the promoters do not want to fight each other. They don't want everyone to fight each other. That's the biggest problem because the risk out there of losing your golden goose.
Yep.
There ain't many golden goose out there in boxing.
They want to keep on milking it.
Keep as much as they can down. The only difference I see here is what we're going to talk about later about Canelo. But in this fight alone, what I believe will happen is Manny Pacquiao will fight Conor Benn overseas in Saudi Arabia. And if they fight in Saudi Arabia, you're talking 30, $40 million. And it almost seems as if they're willing to pay big money to see guys, the big heavyweights, and the people who they wanted to see fight and they couldn't, because now it's just opening up. The stuff is just opening up over there. Turk Sheikh Ali is really putting a lot of money into this and backing these guys.
Now, I did think that Floyd was going to be over there with Manny. I thought they were going to have like an exhibition.
I thought they would, but I don't know if. First of all, I don't know why Manny Pacquiao would even think of getting in there with Conor Benn. And his fight will be legit. That fight will be legit. I truly believe it'll be legit. The Tyson and Jake Paul fight,
no.
I'm questioning that. I'm going to go call the state athletic commission in Texas on Monday to see if that is legit. If they have not, if they have or they have not.
Crazy purses.
Is it they have? Yeah.
Yep. Crazy
purses. Now you're 100% right. I mean, you got Canelo asking for $35 million and getting it.
Now this is the thing. Does it come down to? Do you think Manny's having financial issues?
That's what I thought.
Okay.
I'm starting to think maybe Tyson's having financial issues. I wouldn't think so.
I wouldn't think.
I was told not. I was told not. Which again makes me believe this is a fake. This is not that it's fake. I think it's not. It's not going to be anywhere near what it's going to be. I'm going to call the state athletic commission on Monday, find out if they have approval for Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson has two issues there.
Mm-hmm.
Marijuana. It was very strict with marijuana in Texas, extremely strict. And the second issue they have is he's 58.
Yeah.
You're fighting a 28-year-old. You're the athletic commission. You've got to approve that. And if you approve that and someone gets hurt, your ass is in the jackpot. I can tell you right now.
Yep.
Because I don't care. 58 is still 58. You have a problem. If he gets caught and gets hit, and also, how long do you think Mike Tyson's can pressure that round? How long do you think? How long can you take that pressure? 2 or 3 rounds, and that's the end of that. That's the end of his.
Couple movie gigs on the go. Okay.
Mike has a couple movie gigs on. Yeah, no, he does.
Yep.
And so I'm saying no, that he doesn't have.
I don't think he needs. He doesn't need this. Like
I don't think he needs it. Pacquiao, on the other hand, I think he might.
Yep.
The only reason why I think he might is because he gives a lot of his money away. He was broke prior to, I forget what fight he was broke before.
Hold on. It wasn't Marquez. No,
it was before that. He was broke before he stopped gambling. I don't know if it was Ricky Hatton. It might have been Ricky Hatton.
Okay.
And he was broke prior to that. So
and he had to borrow. They gave him an advance.
Bob Arum gave him an advance, and Khan, who was his, I guess, publicist.
Yep.
I said he got it. Anytime you have to get he
is right.
An advance,
mm-hmm.
and you've made millions, you've got a problem.
Yeah.
A big problem.
And the thing was, because you'll see he posted Manny has a heart of gold.
He does. But that could be your downfall.
Yes.
Listen.
I remember I remember seeing 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
And when he would, be in Wild Card Gym, there would be a line outside and he would just have to hand out money.
That was when he was in the Philippines.
I'm sorry. Philippines. Yep.
Whether it's $5 or $10 to everybody, if that's 1,000 people there,
yeah,
you're giving out $5,000. They depend on that.
Yeah.
Manny, all reports from even Rachel Charles and people that we've talked to, he's a great guy. He has a heart of gold. However, at the end of the day, it's not what you earn, it's what you keep. So he can make $100 million. If he spent $100 million $1, he's broke. So that's a tough call.
That is.
I mean, I get it because when you get some money, you want to give it away.
Mm-hmm.
You just do. If you're a person who's generous, when you get money, you become more generous.
Yep.
If you're a cheapskate, when you get money, you're going to be more of a cheapskate. It's just the way it is. Most people would want to help everybody. Most people do.
And it goes to that whole saying, more money, more problems.
Oh, he'd have a ton of problems because you'd have cousins you never knew. You'd have uncles you never knew.
Just like winning the lottery.
Yeah.
People come out of the woodworks.
I'd like to try it though. See if that would work. So what our point was on this question was, at 58 and 47 years old, should these guys be fighting? And legit fights.
Yeah.
Conor Benn is 23-0.
Yeah.
young kid.
Mhm.
He's got to be 26, 27 years old. If you could look that up, find out what Conor Ben's, how old he is.
I think it is 26 because I did look at it, but we'll see.
Listen, I don't care who you are. A 20-some-year-old kid banging up on you that's not going to work. It doesn't. You might have 1 or 2 good rounds in you, but that's it. That's the max. Because then you're just tired. Your testosterone is way low. You don't know how to get, you don't know how to recover from something like that. It's different. You don't have the reserve tank.
He's 27.
He's 27.
Yep.
Pacquiao's
unbeaten.
So 20 years difference.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Not a good matchup there. The only thing the factor is them being in Saudi Arabia. If they're fighting in Saudi Arabia, which makes sense because they went there, they faced off there, whatever.
But you did say that the reason, he can't fight in UK.
Yeah, he can't fight in the UK because he has a PED issue. He was suspended there. I think they said they were getting it cleared up, but still, let's think about that too. Also, you don't accidentally use PEDs.
Well, if you eat the meat, and
that was from someone from Mexico. We don't know who though. But honestly, if you want to look at that point, honestly, that is true. Mm-hmm. But most people know that are Mexican say you can't eat this because there is a lot of clenbuterol in that meat. So you will, whether you test positive or not. It's funny because someone had always said, well, if you have a poppy seed bagel, you'd have to eat a truckload of poppy seeds to test positive. You're on meth. If you're look, if you test positive because you ate because of poppy seeds, you're taking meth.
Yeah.
All right. You'd have to eat a truckload of poppy seeds. We have the bagel bags here with the poppy seeds. You'd have to open it up and just write it.
Write down.
And then you might test positive. And even then, you might test positive. But you might test positive. But ultimately, the PED issue, I would be concerned about if I was 40-some years old fighting a 26-year-old kid. Holy crap.
He might. I'm not going to say it.
Please don't. Yeah. Again, I don't think it's a smart fight. I don't think that.
Don't they have that Saudi? They have like a different type of
the culture?
No, the
VADA testing.
The testing's a little different, right? Or no?
I don't know. What
was that fight that was a couple weeks?
I was talking about the
months ago.
No, but it was something different.
Okay.
It was in a way. I talked about the monster in a way fighting, and I mistakenly said he really hasn't fought out of Japan. He hasn't really fought out of Japan much, and now he's knocking everybody out at that weight. There has been rumors out there that he'd been on something allegedly, that came from Nonito Donaire's camp, because they said his power is incredible now. So whether or not he is taking it, I don't know. But anytime someone's knocking out people like that, I question. We've questioned Manny Pacquiao. Yeah. We've questioned a lot of people that all of a sudden they're knocking people out. So it's definitely it's a different perspective when you're coming from a different country.
Yeah.
And fighting there. Not exactly.
But this goes back for years and years.
It'll always be. It'll always be this way.
Yeah.
It'll always be this way. There's rumors of Victor Conte still with that snack stuff that he has. There's rumors that whether he'd be stupid enough to do that, I don't think so. I don't even know if he did. Did he do time? I don't know if he did time, but I know
I think he did. Yeah,
definitely had. Anytime any athlete, it's like Richard Steele. Anytime he was in the ring, everybody, geez. So anytime an athlete gets with Victor Conte, there's always going to be that element of, is there PED use here?
Mm-hmm.
Is there PED use here? I don't know if there is in this situation, but certainly, it's a little smoke and mirrors here.
Yeah,
there's something there. Now I know people attack me about it, but anytime you have something like this, you have to question. Listen, I don't know many fighters that aren't on something.
Yeah.
And
not even anybody. Fighters, athletes in general, from top to bottom. Yep.
The rumors fly about LeBron.
Yep.
The rumors fly because he can't be that. Chael Sonnen said it.
Yep.
If Chael Sonnen said it, he said it. Now I'm not saying it. Chael Sonnen said it,
and he is usually right on.
He's right on. But here's the caveat: LeBron James didn't sue him.
Mm-hmm.
When Jose Canseco said this guy's using, and this guy's using, and they didn't get sued,
Mm-hmm.
I said they're all using.
Yeah.
And not long after that, Rafael Palmeiro,
Yep.
Mark McGuire,
Yep.
Barry Bonds, all of them got caught.
Mhm.
All of them got caught. So unfortunately, that is part of the business, part of the sport. I think it's a part of all sports.
I mean, even if you're doing, just throw out, just right away, I'm going to sue him and this and that. Just throw it out there.
No,
don't follow through with it.
No. Shane Mosley did that.
Did he?
Victor Conte, when he said it, Shane Mosley came out and said, I never used it. Victor Conte pulled out the calendar with him and his wife, and then his wife turned on him. I was like, oh, and he's like, no, we're off. We're out. So you better be careful, because there's something in the legal system called discovery.
Yeah.
And once that comes out, everything comes out on the table.
Mm-hmm.
So you better be right, because when you get into that discovery, which is what nobody wants to go into, it's why the UFC even said they try to settle that lawsuit, because they don't want to go to discovery. If they go to discovery, you see the stuff that's coming out.
Discovery for what?
Everything.
Contracts,
all the fighters pay, everything, what they did. You saw those text messages.
Yeah, Jones.
That would never come out.
Mm-hmm.
All that stuff coming out, calling them scumbags, that stuff comes out. That's everything's on the table. Everything, top to bottom.
But I don't think nothing will happen
with who?
Dana.
No, he's like Teflon Don, but like Vince McMahon, at some point you might get caught. At some point, whether he's doing something illegal or not, I have no idea.
That died down a lot, huh?
Which McMahon?
Yeah,
that's still gonna go.
I know, but it died down.
It died down, but it's like shingles. It'll flare up again when you least expect it.
I think why it died down, I was talking to you earlier, is because The Rock is in WWE right now. It's taking a little bit away.
Distracted, sure. But once this stuff starts really going again, I bet it's after WrestleMania. It starts to ramp up again. And I think they're going to get rid of all of them.
When is WrestleMania? April?
I think it's in April.
Okay.
I think it is. It's actually in Philly, outdoors in the stadium. Yeah, so it'd have to be Philly. Yeah, it's Philly. It'd have to be later. Because you can't take a chance of remember MetLife when they did it in there? Within like 2 days later, it was a huge snowstorm.
Yeah.
So you're taking a risk. And that was in April. I don't think listen, I just saw the weather. It's going to be in the 70s.
This weather is crazy.
It is. I mean, toasted.
What did he say? Toasted's on it?
He said, that's a big ass cup of coffee you got. There it is, right there. Reese's right there. So incidentally, let's get back to we're talking about the Pacquiao thing.
Yeah.
But also announced this weekend, finally, Canelo Alvarez has chosen his opponent for a Cinco de Mayo weekend, and it is Jaime Mungia.
You were right on with that one.
Right on that one. I think this is Michelle. Oh, here we go. April. Yep, there she is, Michelle Norris.
Oh, she would know.
The lovely Michelle Norris, my wife.
Anything in Philly, she would know about.
Yeah, she does. So, yep, April 6th to 7th, Lincoln Financial.
Tickets would be nice for that. No.
Hey Michelle, how would you get us tickets for that? Forget the flyers. We'll take WrestleMania. How quickly would she put me out of the house?
Yeah.
Jaime Mungia against Canelo Alvarez finally set. I did say that was going to happen. That was the fight. The only thing that was kind of up in the air was
location.
No, the fact that Canelo Alvarez does not like Oscar De La Hoya, but then again, $35 million does a lot.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to get a hold of Tim Smith this week. He is the head of PBC Communications. Great guy. And I want to see who's the lead promoter on this.
That's what I was going to ask you.
If it's PBC or Golden Boy. That would be interesting. Because if it's PBC.
But he left.
I know. No. This is the craziest thing. He's still in the mix. They're still in the mix.
Wow.
Yeah, because Eddie Hearn had a meeting with Eddie Reynoso.
Okay.
And I guess he insulted Eddie Reynoso from Matchroom.
Wow.
And Eddie Reynoso is Canelo Alvarez's trainer, and manager. And I guess Eddie Hearn insulted Eddie Reynoso at the negotiations. He got up and left. So
now Eddie Hearns did, or
No,
Okay.
Reynoso did.
Okay.
Listen, Reynoso calls the shots.
Yeah.
Through Canelo. But
it's technically Canelo, but
it is. But, you're a big good cop, bad cop. You just say, that's what I'm doing. That's it. So that happens. So take that out of the equation. If I'm PBC, I don't sign Canelo. Because think about it. Golden Boy already said it's too much money. They already said it's too much. 35 is too much. Because they were going to fight Charlo. Canelo essentially was stuck. Because he was out of the contract with PBC.
Yep.
I wouldn't have paid him $35 million.
He bet on himself, ain't it?
That didn't work out.
Yeah, it didn't.
Because he wanted to fight Charlo. Okay, he wanted to fight Charlo, which was an easier fight.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're fighting Mungia. The only thing with Mungia, I'll say it's going to be an exciting fight.
He has no defense.
His defense is wide open. And somebody was bashing me on in the comments saying, how could you compare him to Ricardo Mayorga? I said, I didn't say he was Ricardo Mayorga. What I said was he fights like Ricardo Mayorga.
Mm-hmm.
He is wide open.
Yep.
I mean, John Ryder hit him. John Ryder was getting mauled. I mean, you're talking his punches were coming from way back here trying to. Canelo's going to punch right in between those punches and knock him out. He has a lot more pop than John Ryder.
Yeah.
I think Mungia has so many defensive liabilities, he's going to get knocked out. Now, it's going to be an exciting fight. I think it's going to be an exciting fight.
You think?
I
don't
do.
think so.
I think it's going to be exciting. Not only do I think it's exciting, I think it's going to be one of these fights that's going to end. It's going to be exciting and end viciously. Because I don't think Mungia is scared. I think Mungia is overmatched here.
Mm-hmm.
His record is 43-0. Okay. But his amateur career was his professional career.
Yeah.
He started when he was about 14 years old or 15 years old as a professional in Mexico,
mm-hmm.
which is what they normally do. D-Style Boxing was telling me that they usually go to amateurs. They're amateurs. He's down in Texas. He has a great podcast.
Like the first 10 fights or
10 or 15 fights are all amateurs. And they do that, but they're professional.
Yeah.
But they use that as their amateur record. And then they go into the professional ranks. Devin Haney did that. He had a great amateur career,
mm-hmm.
but the fight when he turned pro, he went to Mexico, TJ, and fought a bunch of cab drivers. Won, and then all of a sudden he's 15-16-0 coming into the United States. Smart move. If you're gonna bank on somebody, that's something you want to do. Hey, that's pretty smart. Pad your record like that and then move on.
It's like on job training.
Yeah, but it's again, Devin Haney was and Mungia, I think they're not going to do it to guys who can't fight. I can tell you that. So definitely the way to go if you're going to build somebody's record. Well, it's that time for our fantasy matchup. We have two today, one MMA and one boxing. I think because of the MMA fight last night, we'll do both either way. First, I'm going to go, and because this other one for the fight we just had over the weekend to the boxing match, this kind of fits into both.
Mm-hmm.
The first one will go with boxing, because Anthony Joshua just had a fight, and this was brought up on the broadcast. How about fantasy matchup? George Foreman, Anthony Joshua. Now, this is going to be the second coming of George Foreman, not the first one.
The older one.
The older version. I think the older version was a little bit better because he was a little more calmer. You know, it wasn't as wide open as the other ones. What do you say? What do you say and why?
I'm going to say, this is actually a good one. I'm going to say AJ.
Mm-hmm.
And I think because the now AJ, not the one a couple, like maybe 2-3 years ago, but I think the now AJ, only because of he's more calm, just like you said with Foreman, he's calmer, he's using his jab, and he seems like he's interested in it. That's the only reason. I mean, that's a great one. I've never even thought about that.
Now, don't get tied up in what AJ did.
No, I'm not. But for the last 4 fights, he's been okay. He's been knocking the people out.
But you can't. Again, you can't take AJ when he fought Klitschko. Good. That was good. That was good.
That was great. That was a good
Now
fight.
add to that his mentality going into the Wallen fight and the Helenius fight. Take that mentality and that skill.
I'm just gonna the age difference. I think the age difference. You know, AJ's. That's you know what? I just can't answer that one. I think I would go with AJ right now. Maybe because I haven't seen Foreman in a long time. Any of those fights in a long time. It has to, I have to remember a couple of the fights that he had.
Yeah.
But
well, here's what I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say AJ too. And the reason why I'll say AJ is because I think now it is the advancement of athletics. AJ is big, strong, fast. Like Foreman looked like AJ a little bit with physically in his first career, right? Physical, big, strong. The difference was AJ was a basketball player. Foreman would be a football player.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's going to be more agile, quicker, has stamina, size.
So it goes down to age.
And then eventually he finally, I think, has the mentality with the skill. We talked to Tevin Farmer about this. Tevin Farmer said finally he has the mental state that's caught up with his physical attributes.
Mm-hmm.
So now you got them both, dangerous fighter. So I think AJ wins. I don't think he wins by knockout. I think AJ wins a decision, close, but still unanimous.
But again, I mean, if Foreman touches him,
Foreman's got to touch him, and if he does, yeah, you're right. And again, Foreman's smart.
Yep.
Look what he did to Michael Moore.
Yep.
Pulling that left hand out, pulling him to get him, walk him into that right hand, and bang, out he went. Fight over.
Quick, going on that, I was watching. Who is the one that fought Tyson Fury that AJ just fought? Bald guy. What's his name?
Wallen.
Okay, cut him. He cut Tyson, right? Okay.
Wallen.
If you see the fight, if you can bring it up maybe later on, see that fight, the way he set him up, the way AJ was setting him up to a jab to the body, jab to the the right shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Every time his arm went down, his left arm went down, and then he came over with the right hand.
Exactly what he did to Francis Ngannou.
Yep.
Yeah. Francis, if we can quickly go back to that AJ Francis fight, as one topic. When AJ would fake that body, I tell every one of my fighters, every amateur does this. They try to do a backhand parry like that.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that is a bad thing to do with a professional, because you either got to step back, or even if you have, where that's going, or catch it. Just catch it. When you pull that hand down like this, every time amateurs do this,
mm-hmm.
they do that when it's going to the body. Amateurs, first 5 to 10 fights, they always do that.
It's just reaction.
It's a reaction because you're not used to it. Real professionals either step back or just move to the side and catch it. That's it. You never see a professional do this. They won't.
And you have a smart fighter like AJ. He's gonna set you up. He's gonna set you up.
Oh, he timed that perfectly. Mm-hmm. Wait, and because he was doing the half, his rhythm was doing this, like jab to the body, boom, boom.
Yep.
Then he hit him, boom, boom, and that was it. He would do that rhythm. So he would always parry, and then he did the boom, boom, right away, bang, right hand, and he drove that right
mm-hmm.
hand right through his head.
Yep.
And that was when he got hit that first time.
His
face was like, what just happened?
If you saw the back view, when he got hit, Francis shook. His head shook. It was hilarious.
Well, not for him.
Yeah, but it was hilarious the way he shook.
It was wow. I mean, he stepped right into him and made sure clearly that you're not getting up.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to get up. And I'll give him credit. He got up, but number one, I don't think he wanted to get up. I think he said, "Holy crap, this isn't what I expected."
When you start looking at your corner, right on the ground,
right away, that like he kind of looked like, "What do I do?" They ain't helping you. They're not.
Like, what do I do?
Nothing. He could do nothing. At that point, you realize amateur, high level professional.
Mm-hmm.
And AJ, say what you want about him. I thought, my opinion was I thought AJ would get caught and be out. Mm-hmm. But when I saw that first round, if you look at the difference between the first round of Tyson Fury and AJ, first round, Ngannou was on his toes with Tyson Fury.
Yep.
And because Tyson Fury was on his toes doing this, AJ was serious.
Yep.
Came out there, bang,
quick, had to get it done.
And it looked like a kid versus a man. It wasn't even close.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't even close. Not even remotely close. Hard to see, hard to look at, but and even AJ, it wasn't even like AJ was jumping up and down.
No, he was just like, I know.
I told you this was gonna happen. It's not. This is gonna be totally different. Great point. But again, going back to the amateur thing, you fight like that. The second someone throws a shot to your body and you put your hand down,
Done.
You know, at some point, that professional, who what AJ is, high level professional, is going to have that rhythm. Boom, jab, jab, and then bang, bang. He's going to hit you right away, and you're going to be off rhythm. And as you know, as you're stepping in, he hits you with that right hand. It is over. Someone that size, someone that big, it's all over. Fight's over.
Yeah. So AJ would be your pick for.
AJ would be my pick. I think AJ beats him athletically, and he's just getting into his own mentally. I think he beats the second version of Foreman. I think he beats both of them. I think he beats both of them, with the second version and the first version of AJ.
Yep.
Second fantasy fight. This is in the MMA world.
Okay.
Old school, new school.
Okay.
Fedor Emelianenko and John Jones.
Ooh.
Now, this is going to be.
Are we talking Pride?
John Jones heavyweight.
Okay.
Excuse me. And Fedor Pride Fedor.
Okay. So
two different times, and take them both into consideration. Although Jones has not had many fights, the heavyweight still because you can't take him as a 205 because that guy would dominate. He does a lot of things. Let me know what you think.
I think John Jones knocks him out. I just think the length, because Fedor's pretty, stocky. He's a little slower, but I just think Jones would just pick him apart, wrestle him. I think Jones is the go to MMA. I do. I mean,
by far,
but
hands down.
Yeah, just he knows how to do the distance. He knows how to have distance. Let me
ask you this.
Yeah,
people are high on this Tom Aspinall.
Okay,
Aspinall. Sorry.
Yeah, Aspinall.
I think Jones knocks him out.
I think Jones does too. Well, it can go.
I don't know. I don't see.
He's just very athletic. But Jones is on a totally different level.
But he does stuff that is unheard of, and he was doing stuff unheard of at 205. Now he's going to heavyweight and doing stuff. We haven't seen him much.
Yeah.
But even stuff that is going to be stuff that how these guys going to handle that. I don't think Tom Aspinall is a guy who can.
I mean, first he has to get past Curtis Blades, but that's the first thing. Tom Aspinall.
Curtis Blades' chin is suspect. He won yesterday. He looked good. His chin is suspect, man. It is. Very suspect.
Who knocked him out? He was screaming. Derek Lewis.
Derek Lewis. Yeah, Derek Lewis. Yeah, well, it was funny because somebody, I don't know who said it, they asked the ref why he didn't count for Ngannou. They said he was snoring. It's like, oh, when you get knocked out like that, ooh, God.
But going to the John Jones, I just think he would pick him apart. He would have to keep Fedor off of him.
Mm-hmm.
Just make sure he has a distance, and that's what usually would happen with John. But John's elbows, I mean, I saw him just practicing, with just some fans and stuff at a gym. He did some spinning elbows. It's just like
even at this weight,
could never see that coming.
Even at this, well,
I mean, yeah, Jay-Z wouldn't see that coming.
No, Jay-Z does not like to spin back fist at all. No. I looked at this fight when you gave that to me as one of the fantasy picks, fantasy fights that we were doing. I don't think it'd even be close. I mean, if you get Fedor getting knocked out by Dan Henderson, although Dan Henderson can punch, it wouldn't be any closer.
Yeah, I know.
No, not at all. I think there's more things that are. Oh, here comes Jay-Z right in. He heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jersey.
Where you at, Jersey?
Where you at? There's the links in the description here. You can pop on here. Give us your 2 cents of what you want to say.
He was at a gym, right?
He was at Shapely. What is it? Slim and Shapely or something like that, or I forget what it is.
Jay-Z, what gym were you at? The 40th anniversary.
It was a 40th anniversary or something where Greg was there. What is it called? Let me look. What is it called? It says it right here somewhere. Where he has all these up, and I can't find it now.
Strong and Shapely.
Strong and Shapely. Yeah. Yeah, it was a 40-year anniversary there. Guy Cicerino was there, and he has a bunch of shorts up. That's if you go to my brother's channel, straight out of Jersey Jay-Z, Joe Zapata. It's right there on there. Like and subscribe to his channel.
Mm-hmm.
Like and subscribe to our channel. We kind of intertwine guests where we have people of bodybuilding, WWE. I kind of sit with MMA and boxing. I have all the writers on and all the people, publicists and boxers when they can get a chance. Next week we'll have King Callum Walsh. He's the fastest rising star in boxing. The fastest rising. He's backed by Dana White. Tom Loeffler has him also, and he's fighting in Madison Square Garden in the theater on this Saturday, St. Patrick's Day, right outside St. Patrick's Day parade, which he's been doing for the last couple of years. Always sells out. This guy is one of these superstars that is definitely going to be on the rise.
You know, I like how Madison Square Garden always has, like, on Puerto Rican Day Parade weekend, Cotto was always fighting.
Well, Cotto fought in a big house. He fought in a big room. Yeah,
but I'm just saying, just having a fight on that weekend is cool.
Well, first of all, just that alone, this is something I'm going to ask Callum. You know, the pressure that you have, not only fighting for your country, now it's on the day of the parade.
Yep.
Huge pressure. 9-0. He's 9-0, 7 knockouts. Only 23 years old. Definitely one of the.
You know who he reminds me of? I don't know, just a little bit. And it's an MMA guy, but Ian Gary.
Ian Gary, yeah.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, these Irish guys, you know, with the McKenna boys, these guys, they have the backing, the following, and their style is changing a little bit. You remember when we saw the Irish boxing team up here in Scranton with the slapping and stuff? Not like that. These guys can fight. These guys straight up can fight. Callum is with Freddie Roach. McKenna boys have a trainer that was from LA. They did come to train with Freddie Roach also, but their father trains them now. Different style, you know. So it's definitely progressing into a more Americanized style other than the European style.
Right? That's the one thing I don't like with American fans. They don't back the American fighters like they should.
They don't. I don't think I've ever seen one other than Colby Covington come to the ring with American flag. Not one. And that's amazing that they don't do that. Because the United States is so big. If they got behind someone, it'd be like Hulk Hogan. Yeah. Remember when Hulk Hogan? Everyone got behind Hulk Hogan. Massive. I mean, massive.
Was
star.
De La Hoya the last one because he was a gold medalist? I mean, I know he's
as far as even like Andre Ward didn't even get backed.
Yeah. Like, come on.
But
great fighter. Even Floyd did it, and I'm just like, I know
Floyd did come out with the Born in the USA though. Remember, boy came out Born in the USA when he fought Ricky Hatton. So he tried, but Floyd didn't need that. He had everything.
I just don't like how the fans, because that's what makes it.
What's that?
Like the
fans
of
the country. Yeah, it's unbelievable when they get behind you like that.
Like the Philippines with Pacquiao.
Unbelievable. And Kevin Ollie did bring up a good point that this country is so big. You can't get, it's so big population wise. And if you go to some place, and it's almost like pockets. Like I remember there was a guy, Ryan Paletti, fought here in Pottsville. When he fought, the whole town would shut down.
Okay.
Ryan Paletti is one of the biggest ticket sellers in this area for years. And so maybe that's kind of like the equation where if you're smaller pockets, you'd have more people.
But even so, like a top fighter from New York, you don't think they would support them? I mean,
you would think they would.
Like Bernard Hopkins from Philly, they didn't really support him that much.
You know what? The United States has a lot of haters.
They do.
They have a lot of haters, man. They just do. They don't want anybody to get they don't want, like 50 Cent said. He tried to get out and they're trying to pull him back.
Yeah.
Just they don't want anybody to do well. Don't want to do bad. And hey, listen, let me tell you something. In this America, you have the opportunity to do anything. I never thought I would do this.
And on your way up, there is times you have to let some people go.
Yeah, sometimes addition by subtraction. The great late Edsel told me that. He told me,
wow.
Yeah, the good old Edsel.
Edsel would have been great on the show.
Oh man, phenomenal. Definitely phenomenal. Well, we're gonna wrap this up here next week. Next week, King Callum Walsh, Jim Lampley. In a couple of weeks, we're gonna see about getting Kevin Ollie, Percy Crawford, George Djokovic on, and Tom Loeffler. Those are the next couple of guests that we're going to have on here. And Coach Diz, anything else there? Oh, wait a minute. April 27th. Tickets go on sale tomorrow. Big fight there. Repeat of revenge. George Zapata versus Sean McFadden. Live there in Berwick High School.
There you
go. That will be coming up next couple of weeks. I will get back to training on Monday.
Oh, there you go.
So, Coach Diz, anything else going on?
No, nothing. That's just a little crazy in hometown right now. with what was going on last week.
Yeah, last week a little bit wild over there in Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
I mean, it was like national news.
Yeah, thank God we live over here.
But everything good though.
Either way, good. We got 2 birthdays coming up this week.
That's
my
right.
niece Tiffany and my son Jackson. Jackson gets to double digits. Tiffany gets her license.
Permit.
Oh no, really? Oh yeah, permit.
You get 6 months.
My fault.
16, you get your permit, and then 6 months after that, you get your license. Hopefully, she passes.
Well, if she takes after you, she might.
All right then.
But either way, guys, thanks for watching. We will do this again next week. But remember, don't be envious of what I've accomplished in my life. Be inspired by what you can do in yours. I will see you guys next time.
Peace.
Thanks for watching the Zapata Brand podcast. Please subscribe to the podcast